So we are back again. So we're gonna check on our video today on how to never get fired and laid off. There are certain kind of personalities at workplace which can never be laid off. It's very difficult. It's too much of a risk to even talk about it, to even present this situation to them. And we will just go through that. Every employee, every organization has certain kind of set of people who can never be laid off, who are too much of an importance, and it's like too much complex. Why I make this video? Because I just saw that CrowdStrike intern issue, and there is one piece of advice which everybody could take upon it. Uh, Certain guys, certain big boys, and traits of such kind of people, who they are, what they can do, and how you can be like them, what you can do just to have those kind of traits. I just have prepared these many slides. So let's begin. You might have survived this present layoff situation, or you must have been surviving it for the past 2-3 years, but there will be a time when this will be questioned upon you and you'll have to leave. There is this little issue which that intern did on moving to production, and it crashed the entire system. And we will learn from it. This outage, Azure outage at Microsoft, and what happened due to this. We will use this all information for our gain, so that if you are at that position of not getting laid off, you can use this to your advantage. I'll explain that in the later slides. So first of all, who are the type of people who can never get laid off? See, there will be certain companies. This is not for IT employee. This is not just for average any other company. There are certain companies who are hardcore product-based companies. There would be companies which will be dealing with electrical, electronics, civil, oil and gas, some product-based things which can, where there is least amount of automation required. Food and agro, I mean, automation is not needed. There is nothing to be done there. So there will be certain companies who will be like that. And there are certain set of people, like certain guys, senior big boys. They are never scared of laid off. They are never laid off. Their positions and title are so much secured. They are highly intelligent and they have strong intuitions. Could be with any other companies also. Every company has certain set of positions which can never be touched by nobody. And they could be simply stupid persons, or just they are connected, very well connected with each other, and they are complete degenerates also. This information is not for all the type of workplace. Don't be like a .NET developer and you are trying to apply all this. You can be replaced very easily with an intern. So this is not for everybody, but yeah, use the information if you are in that scenario. If you are in a structure like that, you can use this information and you can secure your position. You can never be laid off. I have seen it happen that people are not getting laid off in certain situations. So why? Very nice company. There are very nice companies, man. There are extremely nice companies. Those set of employees get paid with a vast amount of salary and bonuses and perks. You cannot imagine it. Such royalty salary has been received by certain people, so they would want to protect their positions. It's not just food, transport, and stability. Money feels like family. That's something which is generic to all employees, but there still are certain employees who are beyond this, and they could go to any extent to protect their jobs. So I'm talking about those people, very low profile. So certain positions would be like in a company where they are doing some kind of reporting job, financial reporting tasks, preparation of certain Excel sheets to their bosses, directly reporting to the CEO. Positions where there is no such hierarchy for them, no such requirement to complete their goals or tasks. It will be like a very 1990s type of job profile. There is no refinement in that job profile. There are. So such kind of people would be happy. They will spread the joy with bright smile, and they could be within your team also. And bright smile, flower spread. They speak well. They have a specific nice guy routine. They fit well into that criteria, so you cannot fake it. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to be like these guys and try to match those traits to become. You cannot do it. But just to know that what kind of people are they, and how they secure their position. So they eat their lunch on the decks. They show a psychopathic routine. They forcefully show to everybody that they are working. They will eventually go to everybody and show certain kind of work situations. They will talk about that work situations, and there are going to be those situations where you will feel that why this kind of guy is talking like that. But the honest fact is that they are forcefully trying to create such situations. Phones, clothes, there will be like typical situation, typical have pattern of body language they will have. Old style, some people have that old typical style of traits. They can be easily avoided. They cannot be seen in a huge pile of crowd. There will be little odd and off structure in their appearances. Trauma bond, they easily trauma bond with the boss, and they can identify restructuring happening in a organizational structure. And this restructuring is the time when layoff is going to happen. They have that typical proper appropriate behavior of let me check. Go to them for any issues or any kind of requirement. They have the proper let me check, kindly fill this form, kindly create a Jira ticket, kindly create a ServiceNow ticket. They have the structure which is very proper, which will have very time bound time associated with it, and they will follow that process. They will not get rid of that process, and you will have to follow that as well. That ensures their job is actually safe and secure, and process demands it. So the whole situation is a tie between the process to follow, and it's a gear where process has to be followed, time has to be there, and they will fit in. If you do all of this, there could be trouble that this all can backfire upon you if you try to be like that. If you like to if you like to alter your position to be like this, if you want to showcase your boss that hey boss, my job position is like that, just to let you know, the boss might forget what all you do, but then the other backfire is that boss hates you. Your boss does not likes you. You are like a thorny cactus. You have a lot of past issues in your workplace. You have done so much crime and shit things. So he just hates you. He wants you to go as soon as possible. So you cannot do any of this. Reassignment and getting fired are the two things which could happen. What they do, what you have to do. So I'll focus more on putting you in a position and making you do all of this. I'll talk in that way. So if you have to be like this, you have to do your daily jobs and do your regular things, whatever is an assigned job. If it is reporting, if it is not for development, but then do whatever is your daily job. Be punctual, be disciplined, honest, pleasant. These are the traits of such personalities. These, even if the job is very catastrophic, very highly unorganized and unstructured, these traits will make sure that the job is actually being handled by this person through charm and wit and perfectly. So body language is a key which tells the person is doing everything correct. Skill, certification, update, upgrade, yeah, positive, nice, smiling. Be a robot, nice, good, company man. Be flexible, be adaptable. Yeah, you do have to work on Saturday and Sundays. You have to be the company man. You have to show and portray that if you are on leave, company cannot work. Be alert for anything sudden and keep rainy day material. So the meaning is that you should be alert for anything fuck up which is going to happen with so much, because you are the type of guy who has spent 10 years, maybe 12 years, 15 years, 20 years in a company. So you are aware of everything, and you should be aware of those alert situations. Rainy day material, you have to leave certain things about you for the last moment. I don't know what could that be, but it may be there are certain things, certain knowledge, certain information, certain secrets which only you know or certain people know. Could be any juicy topic, any sexual information, anything juicy. You have to leave that for that rainy day material, for the last end, for that nuclear thing. You have to keep it. Do stupid things, do activities, team engagements. So if you are like not one of those old guys who is quiet and all, you have to do all of those stupid team engagement activities. You have to engage. You have to ask the team, let's go for a tea, let's go for a lunch together, let's go for an evening walk, let's go for an ice cream after lunch, let's go to dinner. Anything where there is a team engagement associated, you have to be part and parcel. You should be the guy who will be holding everybody together, even if it's not your team. Even if it's not your team, go to some other place and try to show this, because you're an oldie. Go to some other team group and say, let's go to have a tea. Walk with them, have tea. Let everybody at the floor see that you're having tea with them. It works in certain arrangements, but yeah. Let him suck you dry. That's pertaining to your manager or your client or your different type of managers with whom you are currently working with. People, yeah, all the people, all your customers also. Documentation king. You have to be that guy who documents everything. This will save you. There will be certain processes in your work ethic where it's required for you to know those things previously. You have to have prior knowledge, and people will not write it. You don't even know. People don't even know how to write. People have not holded the pen since a long time, but you will have to literally type it. Type it or write it. I would say write it on a notepad. Any kind of documentation things, you just write it and keep all the notes of how to open this application, how to create this, how to create that. Note it down with a paper on a notepad or with a pen and save it with you only. Abundance. You should have like a drawer filled with everything, from storehouse of spoons to spare trousers to band-aids. Fucking every imaginable thing should be with you. Every imaginable thing which is needed in the office should be with you. Not stolen. Not stolen. But there are many things which are used in daily life which are needed at office. In your drawer, in your cupboard, in your bag, it should have it. If anybody asks for it, sir, please take it. You should be the guy with abundance. I put up pictures of Robert De Niro from the movie Intern. Do check out this movie. Do check out the Office Space as well. Except for also, since you'll be doing these things, there will be some intimation of layoffs as well. You will do all of these things. People are gonna get jealous of you, and they will try to report you. They will try to pull you back. They will put up some complaint of some random error to your boss. Don't do anything in that case. Instead, say to them, find out something about those group who is doing that and they are not aware of certain skills. They are lacking certain learnings. Or maybe you learn something and you go to the boss that, hey boss, these are the little juniors. I wanna tell them. I wanna train them these things. Schedule a meeting, train them this. Simply schedule a meeting or start teaching and training them few things. You will be the upper hand. Okay. Tell boss you want to do this. Not only your boss will like it, you will also gain brownie points. Don't overdo anything. Don't try to overdo. Don't try to force that you're doing any of these things. Don't overdo it. Don't be smarter than your boss. Don't talk to your boss's boss. And be stupid. Be chill. Don't have your communication will be should be up till up till the boss's hierarchy. Don't go beyond that. Don't send any emails to the boss's boss or anybody else's hierarchy. Yeah, if it is work related, keep your boss in CC in that. Also, verbally go and tell to your boss that, hey boss, I sent this email. You don't do any of that. You will buy that later. You'll feel that later that you should have done that. Yeah, good morning, boss. Smile, give that huge amount of respect to your bosses and certain other people as well. Be that happy guy. Good morning. How are you? Don't fake anything. Yeah, if you fake any of these steps, it will be known and that you are playing a little game. You are doing this acting. It will blow up. Don't do that. Don't act. Prepare mentally that you have to portray this kind of character throughout, and you will be safe. Never ask for raises. Yeah, man, you cannot ask for raises. It will be granted to you. A good raise will be granted to you if you are doing all of these extra activities. Help the boss, help him all the way. So you have to identify what are the flaws of your boss actually. Your boss will be having some flaws, maybe in talking to girls, maybe in hanging out, maybe he has trouble walking, in communication, or maybe he does not know certain technologies. Anything. You have to identify what are his flaws and you have to help him out. Help him by not telling him that, hey boss, you don't know, let me tell you. Say it like, let me do it for you. You relax. Let me do it for you, boss. Say it like that way. He's your boss. He has gone through your stage. Clients, party, waiter, helper, rapport. So yeah, whenever there's a client visit, you have somebody is visiting at your office. You have to be the guy who is like this valet guy, who is gonna take the keys and park the car kind of situation. You have to portray. You have to do all of this. You have to do. You have to order the food. You should know what restaurants are nearby. What good restaurants are there. What hotel is that person going to stay? These things nobody does. What airplane, what flight tickets to book, what place to go on weekends, what drinks he would like to have, what kind of other things he would want to do in your country. So whenever there's a client visit or somebody from different office come, or you will have to go to some other place, whenever there is this exchange, be the guy who knows everything, who is willing to do every of those steps. You will be remembered for a very long time for this golden brownie thing. All right, so the time has started. There will be blood. Now, this is something which you have to do for a longer period of time. This is not something to be done for a week or not. But even after doing all of this, the layoff time will start. You will get to know. How will you get to know? We'll talk about this. So war has started. Practice brush up. What is practice brush up? You have to redo all of those things which you have done in the past. Repeat those traits. No sexual contact, no drinks, no smoke. Why? With your wife or girlfriend or whatever. Because you need your brain in these times. You need your peak brain. It should be pumped with all the hormones. You should not do any of these shitty activities during these period of layoffs and every other thing. No. Yes, it affects. It affects. I'm telling you, these little crazy things which you do affects your life in this period. How it affects it is a separate section. I cannot just state it like that. It's all versus you. In the Excel sheet which your HR is preparing for layoff, your name is there. A lot of things are being entered to filter it out or filter you in. So it's all versus you. Be calm, chill, unbothered. Yeah, don't try to portray that you are actually worried about this. You should be chill about it. Load up your bullets, artillery, armory, medical aid, gas, and crime. So this is also the time that you'll have to fight. You will have to fight, man. You will have to fight for your job, for your family, for your wife and kids. So you will have to start loading up your artilleries. By the meaning of this is you have to prepare for your war to save your job. Now you know how to save it. You know your department, you know your people. You have to create the defense lines. You have to start protecting your things. How will you do it? You know that part, but you have to start doing that. Extra careful at work, make no mistakes. It's a very simple thing. You have to be extra careful. That's why I said you need the extra brain. If you are spending some crazy things at night, you won't have that extra ability in your brain. At the back of it, start packing up, initiate fire routine, tell the truths. So start packing up. Think that they will let you go. Start packing up your belongings. Keep certain things there. Take the printouts. Take some printouts if you want to take the printouts. Take the printouts of pictures, your salary slips, your financial documents, your tax documents. Start packing up. Whenever you hear that thing that HR is doing something, layoff is going on, firing is going on, start packing up your belongings. Initiate fire routine and tell the truths. So you have to also fight. See, I missed one line. HR friends, finance people. So this is the little thing which you will do. HR friends, finance people means you have to be friends with the HR. Yeah, your company's HR, even if he is in the lowest structure, hierarchical structure, he will know things. You have to be friends with him, not directly, no matter if you work with him or not, through a third party, through the finance guys. Finance guys usually are in touch with the HR, not the IT guys. Finance guys are, because specifically the reporting people who create out reports using SAP or Oracle, they are in touch with the HR on regular basis. Talk to some finance guy. Talk to some finance guy for a little lunch or for a little short talk with the HR. Walk with a girl. Have lunch with a girl. Show the presence that you're walking with a girl. Let them look at you. Maybe then you can talk to them. Competition report third party. You have to get rid of the competitions. And you have to somehow prepare the defenses, things which they have done wrong, things which they currently are doing wrong. Could be anything. Could be spending too much time on their cell phones, could be not reading an email, could be missing out deadlines, could be doing wrong stuff, smelling bad, looking at a female, anything. And you will not report. Somebody else will report. A female will report, your friend will report, or somebody else will, and they will do nothing like that. But there will be time when you will have to eventually start this gear. And then you will do the prepare for evacuation and start packing up for yourself also, and start telling the truths about other persons, your competitions. You have to speak all those. Hide important things, key tasks, very minor things. Do not be nice but fake it. So while I was saying that you will have to do the documentation, everything, there will be certain things in those documentation which will be the key factors. Like one thing, like the year, month name, date name, small thing, it will be very minor things for a task which will be omitted out very, very easily. You have to hide it. You have to say that, oh, it's my documentation, I prepared it this way. I don't know, I remember it. Don't you know it? Have you been doing this much amount of work till this long? You have to be diplomatic in those things. It's not your job to make documentations and all. And if there is a documentation requirement, you will make a generic documentation. That's it. And who even reads those generic documents? Nobody reads the generic documents. We want somebody who is like well versed, very nice. So, anyways, nobody will ask for your notes. That's a documentation which you have to prepare, which has got everything. So you hide every of the important tasks. Keep it with you only, and don't try to be nice from this point onwards. If it's looking like you're faking it, let it be, because there will be blood on the house. No more on the house. Don't put everything in documentations. Come and go at time. So just like in restaurant, they give certain things on the house. Stop doing all those activities which you were doing in the past. Free things, freebie things, extra things, polite politeness. Of course, with the boss you will do. But for the rest of the people, start cutting off. Let them know that things are going bad. Let them feel scared. Let them feel like, oh, this guy also be like that. Let them feel utterly scared. Let them detach from them, disconnect from them. Don't talk to them. Come on your time, go on your time. Know the pitfalls for your job and your associated people's job. Don't create any pitfalls, but be aware of it. Be aware that what's going to happen at what time, what kind of issues happen during what upgrades, updates, and don't share it with others. But seriously, know that what's going to happen with other team members at what intervals of time. You will get to know, man. If you talk, if you sit at your seat, nothing will happen. If you are doing work from home, you will never know nothing of what's going in the office. But there are people who thrive and survive through all of this. There are people who make millions and their job is like that only. Show your worth, but don't do it, but don't tell it how. So while you are having documentation, you are having your command on your subject, on your application, on whatever tools you are using. When you are fixing something, something has been told to you to fix. Please help, sir. You help it, and you don't tell it to people how you helped it. You have to guard your secrets. You have to guard your skills. You have to guard the things which you know. Yeah, some guy will do it in 2 days. You can do it in half an hour. Why? Because you have experience. You have done it thousands of times. So guard that. Mission failed replacement. So this is the last stage. Everything has failed. Even if you have done all of that to protect your job. See, everybody wants a job. Everybody wants a simple, stable job. People used to spend 20, 30 hours, 30 years in a single company just to get a paycheck and just to survive and just to live with their family. Now times are fucked. Now times are fucked. Absolutely fucked. There is no guarantee for nothing. Your country might be sucking in the tax money just to have parties, just to lay roads. Oh yeah, roads are important. Every time you pay your tax, a new road has been laid. So once a mission has failed, now the whole office is a giant cesspool, toxic cesspool. Ponds come, no oxygen. It's a whole fuel cluster of shit, and you will have two kind of thoughts in your brain. First is, I could set the building on fire situation, and second is Eric Dale from what was the movie, Margin Call. So do watch the movie Margin Call and do observe what all Eric Dale did, what he should have done, what he shouldn't have done. Yeah, do observe it. Do make a scenario that what would have happened if Eric Dale would have given the pen drive before all those events, way before the time. What would have happened if he would have not given the pen drive at all? What would have happened if he would have given the pen drive to somebody else, to some other company? And what eventually at the end happened to Eric Dale? They gave him a job and all. So do kind of reenact those scenarios in your brain with respect to your job. Let it burn, let it get in error, let the intern handle it. So yeah, before there is delete, detach, discern, divulge, deduct, evade. That means just get away. Throw everything up. Don't engage, don't do nothing. These are your last times. They are gonna kick you anytime. Let it burn, let it get in error. Just like the crowds scared intern guy pushed the release to the prod and fucked it up. You have to let that happen. Your company, your department, your team should know your importance through this activity. They should know that, oh, he was not there, that's why this happened. Take a leave on such kind of occasions. Call in sick. Let there be the mistake which is supposed to happen. Replacement. Even after all this, you could be laid off. Replacement. So this is the last step. Ask for the description to be updated. Yeah. The job which you are currently doing, you have been doing for a long time, it's gonna get laid off or you're gonna get fired. Any of these two things. If it's fired, then ask for a better. Say to the boss, give it a better description. He will ask you. He may not ask, just give it like that. In that description, put up a little bit heavier words because now you are doing more things, earlier you were doing lesser things. So make sure that those all things are there. And you will be asked to take interviews. Your assistance will be needed to hire the new guy. Make sure you hire a catatonic schizophrenia, psychopathic, bubonic plagued guy. Make sure you hire somebody who is highly narcissistic with no expression, who is more of a big bully, a big daddy, and some kind of guy which the entire office and will remember for the rest of their lives. More tough, psychologically more strong, who could very easily play games and manipulate everybody. Make sure he's not like easy, soft, nice. That's about it. So this thing can work in certain situations. Certain workplace have the dynamics where you need to be at office, you have to be available, you have to be present, and one day some layoff bird is gonna come and start to mess you up. And these little things, people do it. You can try if it helps for you. If it doesn't, then yeah, there is nothing much we can do here. Bye bye.